Yo, what up guys, Bo here. When it comes to computer monitors, it seems like there are always compromises. You know, you get high refresh rate or bad viewing angle. Great design, but crappy colors. You can either have 4K or ultrawide, but not both. Till now, that is. Meet the LG 5K 2K ultrawide. If you're used to something like a 24 or 27 inch screen, this one is beastly in comparison. The screen measures 34 inches diagonally at a 21:9 aspect ratio. LG's famous nanocell IPS panel that covers 90% of DCI-P3, which has a wider color gamut than your typical sRGB. A resolution of 5120 by 2160, HDR certified with 600 nits of brightness. Thunderbolt 3 that also charge your laptop up to 85 watts. But before we dive in, let's just cut to the chase. This is an amazing monitor, no question. But as of this video, I can't recommend it to you guys.
What you talking about?
And we'll get into that in just a bit. LG rebranded this as a 5K 2K because, well, it's not quite 5K. It's more like 4.5K. See, unlike the 5K iMac or even LG's own 5K Ultrafine, this is 5120 by 2160 instead of 5120 by 2880. And that means this is missing about 25% of vertical resolution. So we're talking about 11 million pixels versus 5K iMac's 14.7. But most people don't buy monitors purely based on pixel count, unless you buy monitors purely based on pixel count. If you've ever bought an LG monitor within the last few years, then you'll be familiar with what comes in the box, which is the monitor itself and a stand that you easily pop in. Props to LG for including a decent length Thunderbolt 3 cable so you have everything that you need out of the box. The monitor itself is completely made of plastic, which is pretty disappointing given the price tag. Even the stand is plastic, although the paint job tries to make it look metal. I mean, the only part that's real metal is the base. You have your usual height and minimal tilt adjustment, but there's no swivel. Due to the plastic nature, you do get wobble, especially at the maximum height. I personally always put my monitor on an arm, which not only gives my desk really clean look, but also has the benefit of stability and wobble free. Before we hook this up, I gotta give a big thank you to LG for not plastering their logo on the front. It really gives this a very minimal and clean look, especially when there's not that many monitors out there with no branding on the front. Now, all we gotta do is connect my laptop, which is a 2018 15-inch MacBook Pro with just the Thunderbolt 3 cable, and we should be in productivity nirvana, right? Remember earlier when I said I can't recommend this amazing monitor? Well, here's why. It doesn't work with my computer. Come on LG, you took almost a year to launch this, and when you finally do, it doesn't work with a modern MacBook Pro? My laptop just blinks and the monitor thinks there isn't a signal. Sure, you can use HDMI, but then you only get 4K resolution with those nasty black bars on the sides. No laptop charging and no USB pass-through, which totally defeats the purpose. Based on LG website's user review section, it seems like it's only affecting 2018 15-inch MacBook Pros running macOS Mojave. But there are other posts saying their 2016 models don't always work either, so at this point, I don't know if it's a GPU issue or a macOS issue. Since LG is aiming squarely at creative pros, this is not something you want to buy and pray for to work with your setup. I have the Blackmagic eGPU with Radeon Pro 580, and I haven't seen anyone else do this. I decided to test and see what would happen. I really wasn't expecting it to work since the GPU is still Radeon, but shockingly, it does. But with a drawback. See, it detects a signal, no problem, and you get the full range of resolutions, all the way up to 5120 by 2160. The problem rears its ugly head when your computer goes to sleep. When you're trying to wake it up, it doesn't. But the good news is there's a simple fix. Just click on the joystick and a few seconds later, it miraculously comes back to life. And the workaround is real simple, and it just involves me pressing a button and waiting for a few seconds. But when LG is charging $1,500, everything should just work. But when it does work, it looks awesome. I'm able to have 3 full-size browsers side by side. If you're primarily a photographer and work on photo editing, I probably stick to a 16:9 monitor as you'll benefit more from the extra vertical space. Although I do find a lot of benefits when using Lightroom or Photoshop, along with the browser on the side for any tutorials I might need. But if you do a lot of video editing, whether it's Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, this is the shit. I've always thought a 27-inch 4K monitor is good enough for your video editing, but when you open up Final Cut Pro on this puppy, and you see just how ridiculously long the timeline is, my eyes just popped wide open. I spent a lot of time in Final Cut Pro, and just being able to have such a huge preview window and an almost 2-foot long timeline on a single monitor makes hours spent on editing magical. Too much? I certainly didn't get this just for Netflix, but watching movies is just a super immersive experience, especially on full screen, provided of course that you find movies that support this aspect ratio. But when you do, it is cinematic. If not, you'll get some nasty black bars on either sides. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but because it's not an OLED panel, the black bars don't blend in with the rest of the edges. But guys, in all seriousness, I've been wanting an ultrawide for a few years now. And the reason why I never got on board is because I was waiting for a Thunderbolt capable, one cable, high-res solution. And now that solution is here, though with a major downside of not working with certain Apple laptops. However, I did see a comment by someone using a beta version of the next macOS update, and the issue seems to have been resolved. I'll definitely update down in the comment section when that happens. If you happen to have a computer that's not a 2018 15-inch MacBook Pro, I definitely give this a shot, especially if you want to try the ultra-wide experience. But once you do, you might not want to go back. If you guys want to see a desk tour, which I completely overhauled from the last one, I'll definitely make one when this video gets 2,000 likes. So smash that like and be sure to subscribe and get notified, so you'll be the first one to know when I drop a new video. This is Bo. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.